The observation deck of the Meridian Dawn hummed with the soft vibration of quantum drives, a sound Jackson had grown to find comforting over the past 8 months. Beyond the reinforced glass, the Andromeda spiral stretched across the void like spilled diamonds on black velvet. He barely noticed it anymore. His attention was fixed on the woman, no, the being, standing beside him. Elsa's reflection in the glass revealed what she truly was. Her human disguise, maintained by sophisticated bioelectric fields, flickered occasionally when she was stressed or distracted. Beneath the illusion of pale skin and auburn hair, patterns of bioluminescent markings pulsed across her actual form, a lattice of silver and blue that looked like living circuitry. "You're staring again," she said without turning. Her voice carried a harmonic undertone that human vocal cords couldn't produce, a reminder that she was Zelthari, one of the galaxy's oldest spacefaring species. "Can't help it," Jackson replied, moving closer. "You're beautiful in both forms." Elsa's shoulders tensed. She finally turned to face him, and her human facade solidified, locking into place. Brown eyes that were actually composite photoreceptors met his. "Jackson, we need to talk." Those 4 words, in any language, any species, they carried the same weight. "I know what you're going to say," Jackson said, his jaw tightening. He'd been dreading this conversation since the moment he'd realized his feelings had crossed the line from friendship into something deeper, something impossible. "Then you know this has to stop." Elsa gestured between them. "These moments. The way you look at me, the way I—" She stopped herself, turning back to the window. "I'm not human, Jackson. You shouldn't fall in love with me." "It's too late," he replied simply. The words hung in the recycled air between them. Elsa's disguise flickered, revealing the truth of her expression, the bioluminescent patterns on her face pulsing in what Jackson had learned to recognize as distress. "You don't understand what you're saying," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "My people live for centuries. You'll have maybe 70 more years if you're lucky. I'll watch you grow old, watch you die, and I'll barely have aged a day. That's not fair to you." "Funny," Jackson said, moving to stand beside her again. "I was thinking it wasn't fair to you." "Jackson, do you know why Admiral Chen assigned me to this mission?" he interrupted. "To document first contact protocols with the Zelthari, to learn from you. But somewhere between the star charts and the xenobiology lessons, I stopped seeing you as an alien. I started seeing you as Elsa, the woman who stays up late arguing about whether Earth music or Zelthari resonance patterns are superior, the one who laughs at my terrible jokes even though your people don't have the same humor concepts, the person who held my hand when we thought the ship would break apart in that stellar storm. Those were just moments of shared survival." "Were they?" Jackson challenged. "Because when I thought we were going to die, you didn't try to comfort the crew. You came to me. You held my hand." Elsa's disguise dropped entirely. Her true form stood before him, taller than her human appearance, with skin that resembled opalescent armor and those magnificent patterns of light flowing across her body like a second nervous system. Her actual eyes were larger, multifaceted, and currently shimmering with what might have been tears if her species cried. "You're making this so difficult," she said in her true voice, all harmonics and resonance. "Good," Jackson said. He reached out slowly, giving her time to pull away. She didn't. His fingers touched the cool surface of her arm, and the bioluminescent patterns beneath his hand flared bright blue. "Because I spent my whole life being told that humans were alone in the universe, then we weren't. We found hundreds of species, thousands of worlds. And you know what the most incredible discovery was?" "What?" Elsa asked, her voice soft. "That despite everything different, biology, culture, chemistry, we can still connect. We can still understand each other. We can still care." He smiled. "Maybe that's what makes us human. not our DNA or our planet. But our stubborn refusal to accept that connection is impossible. The Council won't approve, Elsa said, but her protest sounded weaker now. Cross-species relationships are rare, but not forbidden, Jackson finished. I checked. Did a lot of research these past few weeks. There are precedents. Not many, but they exist. You researched this? Despite everything, amusement colored her harmonic voice. I'm a xenoanthropologist. Research is what I do. He took a breath. Look, I know the odds. I know the challenges. I know that I'll age and you won't, that we're biochemically incompatible in a dozen different ways, that my family will probably think I've lost my mind, and that your people might never fully accept me. I know all of it. Then why? Because in 8 months, you've become the most important person in my life, Jackson said. And yes, I know you're not a person in the human sense. You're Selthari. You're ancient and wise and so far beyond me in so many ways. But you're also kind and curious, and you laugh at my jokes, and you make me want to be better than I am. So yeah, maybe I'm crazy. Humans are good at that. Elsa was quiet for a long moment. The lights across her body pulsed in a pattern Jackson had never seen before, something complex and beautiful. Finally, she spoke. My people have a saying, she said. It translates roughly to, the brightest stars burn the shortest, but their light crosses the void forever. I always thought it was about stellar phenomena. But maybe... She reached up, her 3-fingered hand cupping his face. Maybe it's about this, about you. Is that a yes? Jackson asked, hardly daring to breathe. It's an acknowledgement that I'm apparently as crazy as you are, Elsa replied, and her harmonics created something that sounded almost like laughter. Because despite every logical reason not to, despite the impossibility of it all, She paused, searching for the right words in his language. I love you too. Jackson pulled her close, and she allowed it, her form adjusting to accommodate his smaller frame. Through the window, the Andromeda spiral continued its eternal dance. Indifferent to the impossible thing happening on the observation deck. 2 beings from different worlds, different biologies, different destinies. But in that moment, holding each other as the universe spun around them, they were simply 2 people who had found something rare and precious. Connection across the void. And if that wasn't the most human thing in the galaxy, Jackson didn't know what was. The end.